Welcome back, and today we're going to be upgrading. Just a very simple, easy upgrade on this vehicle that's not going to require any type of mods or anything crazy, and it's just very bolt-on. Shocks and struts really affect the ride. In the case of this 2004 Chevy Silverado, when I'm driving, I just find it to be very, not bouncy, but just more like kind of like I'm in the ocean and the waves are just going up and down and just very not a smooth, consistent ride. You go over bumps, the truck just bounces all over the place. A bit of stability issues when you're going over it, and I find that more to be in line with bad shocks or, depending on your vehicle, struts. Now, you also could have other bad suspension components that could be the issue, but in this truck, the shocks are worn out. Now, this one has 171,000 miles. The rear ones, they put some cheap Mickey Mouse ones that they're already blown out. The front ones are original, so the ride is not like it should be. So today's flavor, Bilstein. These are the Bilsteins 4600. Every time I get a truck or SUV, this is what I throw on there. It's better than OEM. It's not cheap like the aftermarkets, and they ride amazing. And it really transforms the feel of the vehicle and just gives you that nice comfort and stability that you'd want on your vehicle, just giving you more peace of mind. Now on this truck, it has shocks in the front, shocks in the rear. Some vehicles, they have struts in the front, and those are a little bit trickier and can be dangerous to change. Even some vehicles have them in the rear. Those need a compressor, so just kind of use caution on that. But in this case, we have shocks all the way around. Very simple. So we're going to start with the front, primarily because they came in today. The front one should be in tomorrow. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to start on the driver's side. These are 21 millimeters, so we'll need a wrench for one side in case it spins. And then hopefully I can squeeze my big impact in there. For the bottom, same thing, 21. Now, of course, if these things are tight, rusty, or crusty, penetrating your oil and or fire is your best friend. This should slide out just like so. I don't know if you can see it, and I'll show it after, but I'm pushing this in like nothing. And as you can see, it's not returning, so these are definitely shot, and I'll take a look at them and see what brand they are. So now we're gonna slide these in. All right, let's see if we can slide our bolt in. Now you can remove the rear tire or the spare tire. That might make it a little easier, but you really don't have to. So I'm gonna leave the top nice and loose. Now I'm gonna have to push these in. Typically you don't have to do this, but it's kind of weird. Sometimes you have to give these a little pry. Pry bar would be easier, but I'm too lazy to get the pry bar. This will work. Might give me what I need. Now this is a little tight over here, so I might have to use something like this too. Maybe there is a tool for it. This tool, get at Tractor Supply. They were like $20 years ago. Might be a little more now, but has that whole centering thing. Makes life a little easier. All right. Now we're gonna torque this to 70 foot-pounds. That's the only information I can find on the interweb. So 70 is a lot better than over torquing it. Not bad, pretty easy. Let's go to the other side. Every tool has a hammer side. All right, that was really easy. Not a bad job. So the backs are not too bad. Very simple, easy to do. You don't need a lift or to put it up on ramps, but if you do that, it does make it a lot easier and give you more room. Smaller trucks, it can be a little tight, but I mean, full-size trucks, I've never really ever had to lift it up. So, and I kind of wish I would have measured the ride height. And the only reason why I say that is because these shocks appear to be longer. Maybe these were the wrong ones. Not 100% sure, but it might have restored like maybe a quarter or a half of inch. I could be wrong. So now these old ones, as you can see, yeah, they're toast. This one, I mean, I'm like not putting no pressure or whatsoever on it. Not returning back to normal. So this one is shot, and I can't remember where it was, but you were able to see, I think it was like right over here, the evidence of it leaking. Now this black was because I'm doing some rust coating underneath, but you know, that's not for anything else. And then also, I really think that these are not the right ones. Like I said, those are longer. Those are the product numbers that it calls for. These bushings seem a lot smaller, or this area seems a lot smaller, and I think that whoever put it in just cranked down on it, and that's what kind of bent the mounts to it, or just crushing them in. So that might be the issue with it. But junk, as you can see, this bushing is starting to pop out. Definitely not good. This one, does it do the same thing? See if we can push this one down. So this one is still good. So it's only that one that was bad. Yeah, so this shock is still good, but these feel a lot lighter, look a lot cheaper, and I can't see what brand they are. Yeah, not too sure on that one. So nice little upgrade. This will definitely help the ride out. So we're gonna move on to the front tomorrow when they come in, and then we'll really get to enjoy the ride of this truck. All right, so let's start with this top bolt. Sometimes I could get lucky and use a 1/2 inch impact, a long extension, break those loose. This don't look too terribly crusty, so we'll give that a shot. And as you can see, this shock has seen better days. Might be some of the noises I'm having. But everything down here looks really, I mean, really good. I might do some cleaning and touch up just to make it show ready, but yeah, pretty nice. So because we're not using this, what we'll do is we'll make sure we use a vice grip, bite onto it. Yeah, I'll make sure it hits right there. So that should work. And make sure it hits right there. Years ago, I used a smaller one and I wasn't paying attention to where and how it was gonna spin, and it broke this right off as soon as I did with the impact. Definitely not a good day. All right, got the bolt out, slide this. All right, that's everything from the top. Get rid of that. Now we just need to loosen the bottom one. Yep, 21. So 21 for both. Bushing's actually not too bad. Let's see how this thing fares up. This one's actually not bad, but it's not Bilstein, so it's got to go. So comparing the new ones to the old ones, I mean, these things are like Mickey Mouse flavor. I mean, look how skinny that is compared to this. And these are slightly longer, which was weird because the issue with the back was the back ones were also shorter and the new ones were longer. Not sure, but these should be a lot nicer. This is the one on the driver's side. I mean, it goes in with like little to no effort. And, well, either way, they're old, they're rusty, they're crusty, they're junk. So we're gonna put on some nice new ones. So let's start with the passenger side. Let's head over there. What's interesting about these Bilsteins is that normally the, well, shocks that I've dealt with in the past, or even the Bilstein ones, they have like a strap that holds it down. This one does not. So we're gonna slide it to the top hole first. If I can find it. There we go. Line it up on the bottom. We'll just coat this with a little anti-seize just for, you know, future preventive in case we decide to upgrade or anything like that. Slide this in the bottom just like so. Slide in the nut. Slide this in right here. Same thing with that. And I think what we'll have to do is probably use the jack to bring up the control arm because I have no threads to bite onto. You know, that's great. So I went ahead and jacked that up just a smidge, and that gave me actually more than enough to get some threads to bite onto. And of course a little more anti-seize just because it makes a mess and makes everything beautiful. Perfect. There we go. And I just want to get this a little bit tight just so I could say that we did. I'll just tighten this up nice and enough snug, do the other side, and then once we get this thing off the jack stand, we can torque them and we'll be done. Alright, so now that it's on the ground, we can torque it to 60 foot-pounds. Alright, 60 foot-pounds. I'll go ahead and do the other side off camera, but let's shoot to the top and show you why it's very important to kind of, you know, put this on the ground and tighten that. So this is why you tighten this with the weight on the vehicle. If you look at it, I don't know if you saw before, but before, the bushing was slightly squished, and that's only because I just, you know, tightened it a little bit. But now it's fully up. You got a nice big gap. The biggest mistake that I see all the time is that people tighten it to spec while it's in the air on the jack stands, and that just totally destroys the bushings. Premature wear, noises. But if you do it this way and tighten it till it slightly squishes down, bushings will be good. Should have no issues. So let's do that. So as you can see, we got a slight squish on the bushing, so that's good. And really, I have found torque specs don't apply to this, because if you go any more, you're probably gonna end up bottoming out. But look at all those threads we gained. This is pretty good. So that's my recommendation. That's how I've done it for years, and I've never had one come back and bite me in the butt. So I'm gonna do the other side, and we'll wrap this up. Well, all done. Pretty easy. I love changing front shocks like these without having to do the whole coil springs and just pray that the bomb doesn't go off, because yeah, those are not fun. They're doable, but they're not fun. They cost more. These were pretty cheap. I think these were like $80 a piece for the front and like $72 for the back. But I have found in my experience that every time you just switch from factory to the Bilsteins, the ride is totally better. Now I can go out and try to take you folks for a ride in it, but honestly, I didn't drive the vehicle before and record it and after, but I can assure you it is going to feel better. And looking at some videos online, these look like these are the original ones. They're a little rusty, crusty, worn out, very thin. I mean, considering how heavy the front of this truck is, yeah, I'm just surprised at just how flimsy these things look. The Bilsteins are just a lot thicker, and they have a slight height. I mean, maybe probably like 1/4 to 1/4 of an inch, but I mean, still. And as far as these old bushings, what I do with them, I keep them, because you never know when you're working on a project and you just need some rubber or some bushings. Same thing with the washers and the nuts. I just go ahead and just pop them up there. Good stuff to save. I never throw those away. These, they're junk. I mean, yeah, they're straight up junk. So front and rear shocks complete. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more repairs.